Call to order New Windsor Town Council meeting for September 3rd, 2025. If you would all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for our attendees here in the audience and those who are watching online. This meeting is open to the public. Public comment will be taken at the end of the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak is requested to sign in and shall be a resident of New Windsor. When you speak, state your name and address, and please advise please be advised that your time will be limited to 3 minutes. All right. Our first item on our agenda is acceptance of the minutes, which you should have received from our town clerk treasurer. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion to accept the minutes as written. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, no opposed. Okay, mayor's report. All right, for the month of August, which was pretty busy, events and meetings attended. On August 4th, attended the county master plan meeting with a specific focus on New Windsor. August 5th, participated in the Vietnam Memorial Hydrant Painting program, which we completed for the month of August. On the 5th again, we participated in National Night Out in New Windsor event. August 13th, attended the virtual Maryland 31 Streetscape Monthly Progress Meeting. On the 19th, I attended the Chamber of Commerce Commissioners Breakfast in Hampstead. On the 26th, attended the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Parking Coordination Meeting. On the 27th, attended the New Windsor Infrastructure and Facilities Tour. Also on the 27th, again, attended the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Overall Coordination Meeting, which is, we're coming down the home stretch on our Vietnam Memorial, Traveling Memorial event. And then I wanted you all to know that you should reference the Babylon Vaults company webpage and New Windsor's Facebook page to get more information about the Vietnam Traveling Memorial. On the 28th, attended the Frank G. Schaefer Memorial 5K meeting, and I attended all scheduled town meetings and internal staff meetings. I also met with candidates to fill the open seats on the Ethics Commission, and we have those 3 candidates, and I will need your approval at the work session. That was my August, and any questions? All right. Our council committees, Community Enhancement and Community Relations, Councilwoman Schultz.
Good evening, everyone. I have all my meetings listed there. A lot of them are the same as the mayor. I did want to talk a little bit about the Carroll County Downtowns Group meeting, which I attended on the 19th of August. It was busy. We had a guest speaker from the Heart of the Civil War Heritage Area. This is one of the few organizations that their acronym is harder to say than their name, so I'm just going to skip that. They have some trainings coming up, and actually already had one on some of their mini grants and project grants, and based on what the representative said, I think there's a good chance that something in New Windsor could be eligible. So Mike Reynolds, who our circuit rider, I contacted, and he went to the meeting on the 29th, and he's on vacation this week, but he and I are going to meet next week when we can find a time. Gary, I saw your email. If you want to come, that's fine. It's up to you. So we'll find a time that works for everybody if you do. They also this is for anybody in the room who has an event, or anybody listening that has an event. They also are willing to post things on their social media and their online calendar that doesn't have to be Civil War related, that has any historical component to it. So they posted both the Music on the Main and the Vietnam traveling wall stuff. So just another place to get information out. Another thing that I've talked about before is that the county has a 250th committee, and the Economic Development Department and Tourism are gonna come up with a logo that we can all use, all towns can use. And Economic Development for the county is also going to support the IT, basically, to create what's called a story map, which will be an online map, one for each municipality, that will feature 10 historic sites and information about them and pictures about them. So we're gonna need to select 10 historic sites for New Windsor, so we can talk about that at another meeting. But if anybody out in the audience here or online knows of any sites that they think should be mentioned, please let me know. My email's on the town website. Just another note about the traveling wall, which is gonna be the 9th through the 13th. They're actually coming into town with an escort on the 8th, the morning of the 8th. And we're encouraging residents, and we're gonna have more about this online and in the newsletter, to decorate their homes in a patriotic theme and to come out and greet the wall as it comes into town. We're not sure of the exact time. Dana has offered to find that out. They're leaving Mount Airy around 9:30, it says online, so. 10-ish, I have no idea how big of an entourage this is gonna be. And the same thing for Music on the Main, because the wall will be here the following week, we're encouraging vendors to decorate their booths in a patriotic theme, and the town's looking into getting some decorations too, which we might hear more about later on. So that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you very much. All right, Public Works, Councilman Hoffman.
Good evening, everyone. Public Works highlights for the past month include in August, the Public Works crew took advantage of the dry weather and performed mowing, string trimming, and weed control on the town properties, including the town farm in spring. They tackled some of the overgrown fence line out at those properties. The Public Works crew performed in-depth cleanup in the rear of 211 High Street building. The Public Works crew picked up yard waste on the scheduled days in August. And the Public Works crew rolled the Lions Club ball field, the carnival grounds in preparation for the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Wall, and Sybils ball field. They performed major cleanup at the Blue Ridge Settlement Pond. And they worked with our electrical contractor to install the Christmas light circuits on the telephone poles around town. The Planning Commission, we did meet in August. We were informed that Claire Stewart is now the Carroll County Bureau Chief for Comprehensive Planning. On a side note, I believe that when Claire started with the county, she was New Windsor's representative here. The Planning Commission performed the final review of Chapter 7 and almost all of Chapter 8 of the New Windsor Comprehensive Plan, so we're making good progress to complete that project. And our next scheduled meeting is Monday, September 22nd at 6 p.m. Some councilman highlights: participated in all the town monthly meetings, attended the monthly State Highway Administration virtual meeting on the town streetscape project. As the mayor mentioned, spent several Tuesday mornings painting the fire hydrants around town in patriotic colors. We had a small team that volunteered to tackle the task. Mayor Cornick, former Mayor Roop, Council Planning Commission Chair Schultz, Roy from the Lions Club all were out there painting. We had a good time joining the job, and I think they look great as you drive around town and see them. I think they stand out and look very nice. And also met with Mayor Cornick and Planning Commission Chairman Schultz to go over the status of the New Windsor Comprehensive Plan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions? All right. Water and Sewer, Councilman Frock.
All right, good evening, everybody. Water and sewer updates. We had a sewer line repair in the 1100 Green Valley Road area. Continued work on the sewer line repair and coordinated with the county to get that done. The Blue Ridge generator, Kelly generator, continued coordination with Kelly regarding the Blue Ridge generator. Generac is currently diagnosing the power irregularities. Public Works Water and Sewer Department performs seasonal maintenance and cleaning at all town stations and source locations. The generator repair at Snyder's boost station had to be made to the coolant system. It's the first major repair on a nearly 25-year-old generator. And then my highlights are short and sweet. Attended both of the meetings and visited the town water and sewer infrastructure with Public Works Director Myers for a more comprehensive understanding of our securities and sensitivities.
Thank you very much. Any questions? All right, public safety and health.
Good evening, everyone. Attended the National Night Out on the 5th and all the work session and council meeting here. Also attended the MML's Lunch and Learn for the 2026 proposed legislative priorities on the 26th, and also attended the council infrastructure and facilities tour. Upcoming events. Our opioid prevention coalition meeting for next week has been canceled. So the next meeting will be on Wednesday, November 12th. The Say No to Dope recovery event is this upcoming Saturday, September 6th, from 1 to 5 at Westminster City Park. The Sober Living 2025 Hope and Healing Fest is next Saturday, the 13th, from 12 to 5 at Coppermine Cascade Park. And then for the entire month of September, Carroll Goes Purple, where we're lighting buildings and windows and everything with the color purple to raise awareness about addiction prevention and recovery. And that's what I got. Any questions?
Yes. One question. I've noticed that a couple people have already started. Is that something that people are they're going to be doing more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, good. Good. Well, thank you for taking care of that. 'Cause
My pleasure.
I know the last couple of years we were talking about doing it. Glad to see people are catching on, so
Yes.
thank you. All right, let's see. Economic Development and Technology, Councilman Wolfmallow, how are you?
Good evening, everybody. The meetings attended this month. On 20 August, the Maryland Small Business Center hosted a cybersecurity session virtually that I attended. And I also attended the 27 August Facilities and Infrastructure Overview. Thanks to Public Works Director Myers for hosting that. Upcoming events in the coming weeks. Friday, September 12th at 4:30 is the grand opening ribbon cutting for Sunday morning at Savannah's here in New Windsor. Would encourage folks to attend that if they're able, local business in town. And also on Friday, September 17th, the Maryland Small Business Center is hosting one of their monthly cybersecurity sessions. Just a quick note, also any town businesses that would like to be included on the business listings on the town website, please email the town. We're going to be looking over that and making sure that it's current.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you, sir. All right, Town Manager's Report.
Just a few things. Town paving, CPE is scheduled to start paving Monday, September 15th. Work expected to take 2 to 3 weeks and be completed by Music on the Main. 7 road segments are scheduled as follows. Segment 1 is Manning from Main Street to Route 75. Segment 2 is Manning from Route 75 to High Street. Segment 3, Springdale Avenue from Main Street to the end of town maintenance. Segment 4, Union Bridge from Main Street to Spore Line. 5 is Pilson Avenue from Lampert to Maple. 6 is Pilson from Maple to Church. And segment 7 is Tibbetts Lane from Maryland 31 to United Forest Products. This information has been posted on the town website and Facebook. War Memorial Park improvements, Douglas Lawn and Landscape is scheduled to start work at the War Memorial Park on Monday, September 8th. Work is expected to take 4 to 5 days and completed before Music on the Main and the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Wall. And lastly, Antietam Broadband. Representatives from Antietam Broadband contacted and met with Dana. Broadband installation is complete and they want to get the word out to residents. They did a special event in Manchester and want to do something in New Windsor at either Lions Club Park or another location. They would be responsible for organizing everything, but Dana can elaborate a little bit more in her report shortly. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Town Manager Dye. Public Works Director Myers.
Good evening, everyone. So I met with Stan Balls to discuss several town projects, coordinated and completed an infrastructure tour for the new council members, and responded to a resident call regarding a sewer backup on Old New Windsor Road. The issue was determined to be a private property issue, but assistance was provided because the repair was an unusual circumstance. Coordinated maintenance efforts at several locations with the Public Works Maintenance Department. Met with Douglas Landscape to coordinate repairs at the War Memorial. Met several times with the water sewer billing clerk to discuss water payment shutoffs and procedures. Assisted with several water shutoffs due to non-payment. Participated in a meeting with the town manager, mayor, and others regarding parking solutions for the Traveling War Memorial. Responded to a call from the 911 center regarding a water leak on Church Street. Met with the Public Works Supervisor to discuss musical in the main and the Traveling War Memorial. And met with a contractor to replace the pump motor bearings at our Snyder's booster station. Believe it or not, those pumps are a little over 2 years old now. Met with the County Resource Department to discuss potential well or water source options. Assisted with the fire department during the Huff property fire, coordinated with the assistant chief to maintain water ideal pressure and maintain water system reserves. With all the provisions that we added to the booster station, we really did good. Our reserves weren't hit too hard, so that was a proud achievement for us in those regards, and the upgrades are paying off. Attended a meeting with the mayor and town manager to present a PowerPoint on water capacity and capital infrastructure improvements. Attended a meeting with the town manager and county ag preservation, and attended a meeting with the town manager and a property owner regarding annexation of a property. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to say this because our Public Works Director won't say this, won't toot his own horn, but I will tell you, number one, I was thoroughly impressed with your presentation for the infrastructure tour that you did. And then he simply had his hands full the entire month of August and many times prior to that. So publicly, I just want to say thank you for the job you're doing on that.
Thank you.
All right. Community Deputy.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize, I'm directly behind most of the people in the room here. Between August 6th and September 3rd, 2025, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office received 23 calls per service in the town of New Windsor. From that data, 2 calls were found to be reportable. On 8/17/25 at 1:51 a.m., an overdose was reported in the 100 block of Church Street. Upon arrival, a subject was found unconscious in the bathroom of the home. EMS administered 1 dose of Narcan, naloxone, better known. No evidence of drugs was found. On scene, the subject refused to answer any questions and declined treatment. This call was documented as a non-fatal overdose and closed. On 8/25/25 at 6:10 p.m., a subject was found to be parked on the shoulder in the 2800 block of New Windsor Road. Deputies contacted the individual who they were familiar with from an hour prior in Westminster. The subject was found to be driving under the influence. The subject was arrested and later released on citations. This case was also closed. Additionally, I just wanted to add that we are going to be around the clock here in October for the Traveling War Memorial. We're part of the ops plan for that, and we're going to be doing that procession where they're coming from Mount Airy up here. So I'm sure I have an email with a direct time if we need to get that across to you guys in the near future. That's some upcoming events. I'll be at Music on the Main as well, the day of Music on the Main, and looking forward to the fall. Lots of big events up here in New Windsor. So
Yeah, it's coming quickly. We're already talking about Christmas. Can't even believe it. So, but we got a plan. But thank you so much, and I really do appreciate the Sheriff's Department's help on actually coordinating with Music on the Main and the Traveling Memorial. But I did get word that the sheriff's department is going to be around, here around the clock for the event. So, thank you. All right, West Carroll I don't believe West Carroll is here, but I did get notice today that they will be participating in Music on the Main with our beloved funnel cake. So they asked if they needed to sign anything, and I said, no, you just need to confirm you're going to be there. So they have a meeting on this coming Monday. If you need anything, I can make sure I get information to them, but they will be here. All right. Fire Chief Kramer, how are you?
Okay, I'm good, thank you. All right, so I do have a lot of stuff to report here, but I'll be very brief. There's been a lot going on in the fire department for the last few months. Fire responses have increased. We have had several significant incidents in the past few weeks. We had a house fire in Tawnytown that displaced 2 families. No one got hurt, so that was good. We had a barn fire on Hawks Hill Road at the Huff Farm. That was a pretty significant multi-alarm incident. And I do want to thank the Public Works Department here. I know we were contacted, Brad was contacted on the scene, and we were able to get the water system up because we knew we were going to need to use hydrants. Even though we had a water system on site to use, we did use hydrants for the tanker shuttle. So I appreciate the coordination there, and that worked out very well. So that was a real community event. We had some restaurants in Westminster, actually Sergio's, that delivered pizza because it was an extended event. And there was a lot of people from the community that came out and helped move stuff around. The workers out at Huff did a great job coordinating with the fire department. So it's nice to be in a close, tight-knit community where when something like that happens, everybody kind of gets together. So my thanks to everybody in the community that helped with that. Just to bring you up to speed on some things that are going on around the fire department, the auxiliary gave us a donation back at our banquet to upgrade our rescue systems and the rescue engine 102. So we were able to put a new extrication tool mounting system in there. We just had a vendor complete that, so it's back in service now. So hopefully we can have that on display if anybody wants to see it. But it's like some Lazy Susans, has tools mounted on it, makes it for more efficient extrications on the scene. Also back in, back in May, we signed a contract to replace one of our fire engines, engine 101, which it'll be 20 years old next year. We have a 20-year replacement cycle. However, it takes almost 4 years to get an engine delivered from the time that you sign the contract. So we signed a contract with Seagrave for a new engine to replace engine 101 for a price tag of $1.3 million. So it's not cheap to replace fire engines. And last month, we signed a contract with a vendor to replace our brush unit or our water supply piece, which is 25 years old, and that's a 2-year turnaround on that. That was like $580,000. So it's a lot of money going out, but we try to keep things current, try to keep things top notch. We did a community CPR event this past Saturday at the firehouse. Dave Coe ran that. We will have some more. I know Miss Hebron's concerned about some other events, so we're going to try and reach out to the community when we have some other stuff. Some stuff coming up. We do have bingo every Tuesday night as a fundraiser. We have our crab feed on September 13th. If you haven't gotten your tickets, we're sold out, but we hope to see you there. There's a big money bingo on November the 8th. This coming Saturday, there's an auxiliary yard sale at the carnival grounds. And we have a sportsman's raffle November the 1st coming up. And I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, but if you look on the New Windsor Fire and Hose Company #1 Facebook page, we do a weekly 50-50 raffle now. It's a totally online raffle. It was started by multiple agencies or fire departments in the Maryland area. And for 2 weeks in a row, the 50-50 pot, the total pot was up over $100,000. So it's kind of a good thing. Get online, get your tickets. We get a certain percentage of what we sell as New Windsor. So if you go on our site and buy tickets from us, we get a certain percentage from that. So I think I got everybody up to speed. Any questions for me?
How do I increase my chances on that 50-50?
Buy more tickets.
I'm striking out. I'm 0 for 2.
I think they say that $100 block's the
$100 block? Yeah, I have to ask my accountant about that. And I don't know if she's gonna be agreeable
Thanks for
with
anybody who
that.
supported that. That's new. It's been pretty successful so far.
Thank you, Chief Kramer, and I'm throwing out compliments to you. I appreciate the hard work you do for the community, and thank you guys for being there to support the town. So, all right, Treasurer's report. Clerk Treasurer Mangus.
When I win the lottery, I'll donate to the fire department. I got you. The town auditors will be here next week for a full week to start the nitty-gritty of all of it. Information has already been sent, but next week will be the bulk of it. So if you need me, my responses may be delayed. We do have a CD that will mature with farmers and merchants on 9/24, depending on the investment policy approval with the state and how long it takes for them to approve our policy. I may have rates for the council at the next council meeting. We do have 2 that have matured. This will be the second one that have matured, so we have about $500,000 to invest. And then Music on the Main is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 6. Main Street is full of vendors, live performances all day. On patriotic theme, we will do a raffle of a mom and flags and all that to get ready for the Traveling War Memorial. So please come out for that. And then to piggyback off of Gary and Antina Broadband, we already kind of touched on it in Music on the Main. Antina Broadband is available to residents now. We're going to have an ad in the newsletter this month. So reach out to them and see if you can get hooked up. They will not be at Music on the Main, though.
Yeah.
Do we sell all our vendor spots?
We have a few opened. It is not as full as it has been in the past, but Main Street will be full.
You hear that, folks? If you have a
Can easily squeeze anybody in.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions for? All right. Water and Sewer Billing Clerk, Ms. Hershey, how are you? Okay.
Hi, everybody. As of 9/3 today, there are now only 56 total past due in the amount of $21,610.27. So in just less than a month, 92 delinquents have been paid and almost $81,000.
Collected.
And I'm still working very diligently with Public Works in our collection efforts. We had more notices go out just yesterday.
Okay.
In efforts to collect all of it, hopefully. But and Dana did write policies and procedures, and she passed those along to us to review. So I've been working with Wayne, reviewing those and editing and those types of things to get them ready for Gary to review and approve to get to you. And that's it.
And can I ask, what was that total again? It was 56 past due accounts at total of?
56 total past due accounts in the amount of $21,610.27.
Okay. I'll just make a statement to residents. If you're having an issue with your water bill, we encourage you as a town and the council, I'm sure the council would support this, to give us a call. I mean, we're willing to work with folks. I think we've always been that. I don't think that's an understatement. I think we've consistently shown that we're willing to work with folks who are having issues with their water bills. Thank you.
I have a question. Kim, of all the past due accounts that you were able to help bring up to current, did you see any, or did the folks have any, was there a common denominator of why we had so many this past billing cycle?
We can't come up with a reason, not a concrete reason. We really can't. It's all over the place. It's not landlords, it's homeowners. It's not just landlords, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's nothing, honestly, it's nothing. I don't know if some folks called and said they didn't get the bills. I don't know if there was a batch lost in a post office somewhere. I'm not sure. But we're going to do everything we can this next quarter, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure that those issues don't happen again, no matter what they were. We've done some tweaking and things like that to ensure that people are gonna receive on time.
Thank you.
All right, Code Enforcement Officer.
Good evening. For the month of August, we had 4 complaints. I'm still dealing with the chicken situation. We have, 1 property with overgrown shrubbery and a blocked stop sign. 3 unregistered vehicles reported. So I'm continuing with untagged and operable vehicles. There's 2 letters that are in follow-up status pending investigation that will possibly result in citations. 1 letter pending to be sent to the stop sign blockage. There's 3 letters pending to be sent for unregistered untagged vehicles. We are working through the citation processes and the follow-through after a citation is issued upon payment to town. Just to remind everyone, chickens, fowl are not permitted within city limits, so they have to be removed. I'm receiving complaints about chickens in town. Outside of that, let me know if you have any complaints, if you see anything that needs attention, and I'm available by email at all times.
All right, any questions? Okay. Heidelberg Materials, I know they're not here. I'll make a statement. There've been a lot of interest with the blast on Friday. The residents should know that the town and staff and council are completely aware of the blast. We should be, because we all probably felt it. I did send a letter to the plant manager at Heidelberg. I did get an immediate response and an apology from the plant manager, and I think the assistant plant manager responded to a resident that sent a letter directly to them. An investigation is going on, and we're expecting results of that investigation in the next couple days. If I don't hear from them in the next couple days, I will certainly reach out. But they have always followed up with us, and we'll continue to find out what that is. This was a blast that was extraordinary. It was beyond what we're normally, the normal rumble that we feel on, at 12 o'clock on weekdays. So I know that they know that, and they have been responsive. So we'll wait to hear back. And then I'll report those. We'll post those findings on our website. All right.
Mr. Mayor, did you also, just for folks to know, in the past, the officials from Heidelberg, it was Lehigh at the time, I think, did presentations for the community about what they were doing. And did you get a chance to invite them to come and do that?
I did mention that I would like them to come, but we will invite them. They were here at the end of last year, I believe. And it wasn't necessarily an informational meeting. It was more, I think, to introduce the new plant manager. I will say this, they do hold a community dinner once a year, I believe, which I attended last year, to kind of give an overview of what their plans are and their process for the next year or so. So we'll ask them to do that for the town. And again, everyone will be welcome in person or online, I'm sure. So we'll make sure that happens soon. All right. Town Manager Dye, new business.
Okay. Sidewalk replacement, Fountain Park. We have a quote from Stanballs Incorporated. Director Myers requested a proposal from Stanballs to replace sidewalk in front of 201 Main Street Park, or Fountain Park. Work includes removal of existing brick sidewalk, formed and 4 new 4-inch thick, 3,500 PSI concrete sidewalk, and broom finish the surface. The proposal is for $8,366. It will be paid for from the street and sidewalk maintenance line item in the budget. This line item has $20,000, it has $20,000 budgeted, and we have not spent any money so far this fiscal year. Standballs can start as soon as we have, as soon as possible, and be finished before Music on the Main, and looking for approval to issue notice to proceed to Standballs Inc. for the sidewalk replacement at 201 Main Street Park for $83.66.
Okay. Do you need?
Motion's good.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, good.
Within my limit, I'm letting you know, but a motion's good while we're here.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the proposal for
I have
the?
a question.
Sure.
Would this not be replaced under the streetscape? It would be. So are we doing this because streetscape, by the time they get there, it's gonna be 4-ish years? Or is this like a, I mean, I agree that sidewalk's awful.
It's the timing, and so because there's a pedestrian hazard, the thought was it'd be in our best interest to get it replaced with all the pedestrian traffic we're expecting with the Traveling War Memorial and with Music on the Main. So the trees that face this side of High Street, they have roots and they've basically pushed up the bricks. The bricks are in really bad shape, and it's a maintenance nightmare for Public Works to clear the snow in winter. And I'm starting to notice a lot more pedestrians like tripping. We have a lot of walkers in town, and it was thought that by the time the streetscape comes around, in particular, like the phases of the sidewalks in the particular areas that they'll start with, they're probably not going to start at the center point of the town. And so we just wanted to take care of stuff and make sure that we're not liable for unnecessary injury.
Any other questions? All right, do I hear a motion to accept the Standball proposal?
I'll make the motion to accept the Standball proposal for $8,366 for a sidewalk.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion passes. All right, water and sewer bill date discussion.
All right, I'll take that. So we've had a lot of internal discussions about why we had such a rise in delinquencies last quarter. One of these suggestions from Ms. Hershey is to go back to what the due date always used to be, which was the 20th of the month that that you received the bill. In her recollection and in her records, there was not this type of issue when the due dates were earlier. The other aspect of that is at the end of the quarter, if an individual is on a payment plan, it allows her, the town manager Dye, and Public Works Director Myers to have about a week to contact the resident, try to help them, try to collect a payment before they go into a delinquency status into the next quarter when they receive the new bill. So it gives a little bit of a cushion that an end of month due date does not. So this is a question for the council if we want to give it a try and just push the due date up to the 20th. There's no question of, oh, did I pay the bill on the 30th or the 31st? It's, if I don't have it in by the 20th of September, if I didn't get my bill by the by the 20th of September, I need to be looking for it. So that's just a recommendation from Ms. Hershey. We don't need like a motion for it, but if there's.
wondering, Kim, if this is like completely back to the old way, is that what you're suggesting without the 3 payments?
Yeah.
You're just saying making the 3 payment dates earlier in the month?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you were on a 3-month payment plan, your payment would be due the 20th of every month. the first month, if you were to pay in full, the payment would be due on the 20th of the first month. And then it allows them to have that 1 week-ish cushion to get on top of things instead of a resident, oh, I'm behind, and then here's my new bill. It kind of gives a little bit of a cushion there.
You're not carrying over like debt from the previous quarter then, which I think is historically a problem. Folks can carry debt on to the new quarter.
Yeah.
And that causes them to become
Even more behind.
dependent on a flawed system, but then they get behind, and then it accumulates.
That's fine with me. I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks. See if it works. It would be nice. That would be great because this is unprecedented what we just had happen. So, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, BZA and Ethics Commission. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have a ethics commission. I don't know that many folks know that, but they've been inactive, thank goodness, for the time that I know, and I'm gonna leave it there. But we have new members, or we don't have new members yet. We have people that I have nominees, we'll call them. And like I mentioned at the work session, we'll put those names out there for approval. But my feeling is that for their time, even if they do meet, that we provide compensation for their time. I just think if they're gonna do the work of the town in an instance that we need them, they should be compensated for their time. I know that we do that for the Planning Commission and then and BZA. So.
Which is Business and Zoning Administrator,
Yeah,
for those
thank
of you who
you.
don't know that.
All right,
BZA.
so, Town Manager Di sent me something. I don't remember what the numbers were.
BZA.
For the BZA.
Every other year, it's $105 every other year.
$35 a person.
35 a person. Okay.
And that's only if they meet. I mean,
If they-
with
yeah.
the Ethics Commission, it would only be if they met, right?
So I'm asking if the council agrees that we compensate them for $35 per meeting if they have a meeting.
Sure.
Fine with me.
Sure. Do we need a motion?
What I thought the plan was to do a resolution that would include
you
those,
did
just
that.
like we did when we increased the planning commission. So we'll do a resolution for the Board of Zoning Appeals and for the Ethics Commission, and we'll have that at the next meeting.
Okay. That was the plan. I just didn't follow it. Thank you for putting me back on the right path. So, all right.
Mayor, may I make a suggestion?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I'll
Just to make it easier across the board,
Yes.
can we make it $50 BZA, zoning, and planning commission? In case they ever have to meet, that way I don't have to go back and say, oh, it's how much?
Well, you just got some votes from if you ever decide to run for.
I'm just saying, just to make it easier for the books, and 35, I mean, you can't buy much for $35 these days.
Not much.
If there's a
But that's up
significant
to you guys, yeah.
concern about outgo, I will tell you, I've been the town attorney for New Windsor for upwards of 26 years, I think. We have never had an ethics commission meeting, because thankfully we don't have an ethics commission issue. We haven't had a BZA hearing in a couple of years, and it was a couple of years before that. We just don't tend to run into those things. So this is unlikely to suddenly be
A big expense.
yeah. At $100, it's not gonna be a big expense because they never meet.
Well, I'll leave that up to the council to make
fine
that
with me.
decision.
50/50 works.
Yeah. I mean, if they do have to meet, it's probably gonna be something yucky, so.
Yeah. They don't generally meet for non-yuck.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, hopefully
They don't.
They don't have to meet. So, that's the plan. All right. All right, thank you. Old business, wastewater treatment plant preliminary engineering report, update and information, council. Town Manager Dye.
Okay, so our town engineer, GMB, submitted the preliminary engineering report and multiple supporting documents to Maryland Department of the Environment on August 26th. Following is a general summary. There are 4 options or alternatives to achieve enhanced nutrient removal. Requirements to meet ENR standards are 3 milligrams per liter for total nitrogen and 0.3 milligrams per liter for total phosphorus. Option A was do nothing, actually keep things as they are. This option was used as a baseline comparison. It's the least expensive but not desirable or sustainable. Option B was a 4-stage treatment process. That was the most expensive at about $13.3 million, and capital operating cost of, $13.3 million capital cost and $407,000 annual operating costs. Option C is what's called sequence batch reactors with denitrification filters. This is the process we have now, but with additional filtration and system and component upgrades. This is the least expensive option at $11.4 million and just under $411,000 in annual operating cost. Option D is a membrane bioreactor. The cost is in between B and C at about $12.1 million, but it has the highest annual operating cost at $475,520. Also in the report were three options for sludge treatment and disposal. Option A was continued liquid hauling. It's what we do now. It's the least expensive and estimated at $852,000 capital cost and $63,000 in annual operating. Option B is construct mechanical dewatering to the level of landfill disposal. It's a middle of the road cost at $1.95 and annual operating cost of just under $83,000. And then option C is construct mechanical dewatering and Class A sludge treatment to a level of land application. That is the highest cost at $5.3 million and annual operating of $174,460. So there are many other variables and aspects and matrices that were evaluated in the PER. If anyone wants to read the 89-page document, I will be more than glad to send it to you. We have all the PER and all the documents on the server. GMB's recommendation is ENR option C, which is the sequence batch reactors with denitrification filters, and then sludge treatment. Option A is continued liquid sludge hauling. Estimated construction costs have been provided are in tonight's folder. Just want to share and review a little bit with this estimate. Connor, can you pull that up, please? It should be.
Is it this one?
Yeah, you might have to blow it up.
I want to blow it up.
Yeah, you were going to want to blow it up when you see it. The total you see, the left column goes through the different items of the ENR upgrade and the breakdown of the costs. And then as you scroll down, there's other factors that come into play, mobilization, and then your planning and design services, construction management and inspection, things like that. As you scroll down, contingency and there. So you get down to the bottom there, the total cost of $14,845,000. The MDE, if you see the highlighted there to the right, the MDE contributions or what the percentages of what our engineer anticipated to be covered they are best case scenarios. They shoot for the stars. That's about the best you're going to get with grant funding from the state, 70-30, give or take. With that being said, the town would be responsible for 29.3% according to that, or $4.35 million. One thing else I want to mention is that when NDE goes through this process, they will be evaluating and making eligibility determinations, and we will get that information. It's going to be several months down the road. They don't do anything quick, but those percentages can and very well may change. And like I said, I think this is the best case scenario for the town. Just want to point that out. Some of you may recall back in January of 2022, the governor, which was Larry Hogan at the time, announced FY23 proposed capital budgets. The Carroll County delegation at the time worked with the governor to secure funding for a series of projects, one being the wastewater treatment plant, ENR upgrade here in New Windsor. $3,434,283 for the ENR upgrade was budgeted back in 2022. I'm not sure what this means today with the current governor and his team, but I forwarded an old email to Mayor Cornick so he can look into that. Not sure if we want to, looking ahead at this, just something to think about. We don't need any decisions or anything right now, but we currently have 2 sewer loans that we're paying. Don't know if we want to consider or think about paying those loans off ahead of time to clear our slate for this, which is coming down the road. Just a thought. The one loan is the wastewater treatment plant upgrade from 2011. It's a no interest loan. Current balance is $226,907. Final payment due date is February 1st of 2031. Then the other loans were for the Co and Main Street Pump Station, 2016, I think it was, at 2.875%. The balance is $575,950, and final payment is not until May 1st of 2056. Ways down the road. So those 2 total, just for a number, is $802,857. Just wanted to give you an update on where PER is and just some food for thought about the loans.
Do you have any idea what the payments are combined?
Roughly about $35,000 each year.
Yeah,
Each year?
they're
They're out there, yeah.
So-
Roughly, if I remember off the
wastewater treatment's $32,415 a year, and Co and Main is $38,788 a year. $576 left on Co and Main and $227 on wastewater.
Any questions, comments on that?
Any discussion on it? Do you want to pursue that now? You want to
Think about it.
review and think about it?
My only comment would be to not make a payment, like pay the loan off until we know what the funding's gonna look like for the upgrade. Because if we shoot ourselves in the foot
Good point.
spending the money now, then
Good point. So, we have time for that.
I have a quick question.
I wish I had a time frame on when we'll get a decision on that eligibility. I don't. Yes.
I have a quick question for Wayne. Do you think that, or if you have an opinion, but the recommendations that they made, are they kind of in line with what your recommendations would be, if you have an opinion?
For like the style plant, the options? So C would be similar to what we have now. There would be a cost savings because we use some of the existing footprints and footers and different stuff like that, so.
what would future-proof us the best?
What's that?
What would future-proof us the best?
It's hard to tell with the evolving regulations. Every time there's an administration change, there's evolving regulations.
I mean, we thought we were good 15 years ago, and here we are having to do it again.
So as we discussed earlier, in previous meetings, with GMB when they came in a couple months ago, they did go in with the 165 future number, 165,000 gallon per day future number.
Right.
So, and the MDE has to now consider that reasonable growth and see how that affects the eligibility and the funding.
Right.
But that's what it was put in as.
Okay.
So the other difference with this particular, any option, A through C or D or whatever it is, there's room for equalization, which now there's not, which is redundant capacity. And that's basically if you have infiltration, inflow, or, stormwater that enters into the sewer system, you have somewhere to put it so you can process it. Brings your hauling costs down. There's all kinds of positives to that. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. We're very limited with the plant that we have. At the time when it was built, it was very state of the art, but it was a package plant. Therefore, a lot of the components were phased out and you can't get parts. With the option C that GMB is presenting, it provides us with other opportunities for storage and processing and treatment to bring those costs down for sludge hauling and so forth. So,
Any additional questions? So we're just gonna think about it?
See what the eligibility comes down. That's a good point.
All right. All right. 211 High Street redevelopment, FRP.
I can take it, you can take it. An RFP for a general contractor was prepared and active as of August 27th. It was sent to 5 specific contractors that were provided by town engineers. It was posted on the town website, MML, and eMaryland Marketplace, and an ad will run also in the Carroll County Times. Just some key dates. There's a requirement for the contractors to attend a mandatory pre-proposal site visit. We've got a couple days set up for that. They need to call in and schedule that. And then the cutoff for questions is September 22nd at 2:30. And then sealed proposals are due October 3rd by 2:30. It's not a formal bid opening, but we are getting sealed proposals. And then proposals will be evaluated and discussed at a future council meeting with a recommendation. We had a meeting today at 5 with New Windsor Fire Company and some staff. Only thing we're going to add to that is we'll do an addendum to have a pre-bid meeting. What was the date? What did we decide on the 3rd? 17th of September.
I believe it's Wednesday.
Yeah, to let the bidders, the contractors know of some history from why we're doing it and that kind of thing. So I'll do an addendum for that, get that ready for anybody that signs up for pre-visit site. We'll give them the addendum at that point. And then also probably phase it. And we didn't put the phasing in there in the RFP, which we should have, I guess, but we'll put the phasing that we're gonna start on the exterior with the money from the grant that we do have. And then phase 2 will be interior.
Yeah.
So we'll cover that under an addendum.
Yeah, the intent of the pre-bid meeting is to give, like Town Manager Dye said, give some history and the purpose of the project overall. Also to kind of give some highlight to the community the benefits of this revitalization of a historic building, and hopefully drum up some attention and potentially more funding for the project itself. So that's what we're going to do. And like Town Manager Dye said, we're going to do it by addendum because we already have the RFP out on the street. So, which is a common practice. We'll do it and we'll roll forward. So, any questions about that? All right. Let's see. Investment and retainage policies.
So we talked about them at the work session meeting, thank you.
Yeah.
And you guys were gonna look over them. With the investment policy, I gave it to our AC&B Matt Bossolini. He looked over it, everything looked good to him, so he said I would pass it, but he's not him. And then with the retention policy, we did change the date for a year and a half with that. And then I just have one question on that for you guys. In the retention policy, it does say that we will send everything to the state archives. Do you want that in there, or would you like to take that out? With the state archives, they would have to approve the policy as well. So we can easily remove that line, but that was just up to you guys. Bring that to your attention.
So if we would not send it to the state archives, which is per the policy now,
Right.
our retention location for many of the documents, where would our retention location?
So for the historical documents, we would keep them in-house in or in the safe deposit box, depending on what they are. Like we have all of the deeds in the safe deposit box that the town has. Everything would be in the fire safe filing cabinet. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for today.
Do we have enough storage capacity
The
for?
retention policy, once we start to purge and get rid of the things that we do not need, I think we should have enough.
There's no mandate that things go to the state archives at all? Okay.
Not things like this. Charter amendments and things, they go to Annapolis, but not to the same archivist.
I did have a question maybe for you. If we save emails to folders, is that still considered? Does that still have to fall within the year and a half?
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter what you call it. If you're like me and don't know how to do that, so you have 87,000 emails, or if you're like you who puts every single thing into a folder, there's still all documents that have to be maintained, and they're all subject to the the Public Records Act and all that
You
stuff.
need a transition period. I'm not speaking just for myself.
Thank you.
Close town hall for like 3 weeks
To purge
to get them
files
done.
for a week or so.
I know you guys mentioned in the last meeting, like when you submit stuff for Music on the Main, Dave, or when Gary does stuff for the budget, you go back and see what you've done. That should technically be an operation that we keep in house. That hey, on July 2nd, we send blah 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 to
What?
the liquor license to get that, and that's like an operation, and that's something that I know that I'm trying to get better at, because knock on wood, I could be hit by a bus when I leave this building, and how would payroll happen, how would things happen, like it should be written down of things of better passing along the torch, I guess we could say.
So totally agree with that, Dana, but then there's other situations,
And there's other
like the email from the state representatives giving
Right.
us $3.3 million from January of 2022. Right, and so do I, but that would be in the purge category now and gone. And I find that to be a detriment in the big picture, but,
Yeah,
you know.
how did we get around that?
Doesn't say we have to
I think it's saying
purge
we
them at 18 months.
can purge at 1.5 years, but we don't have to
Yeah,
purge
yeah,
at 1.5
We don't
years.
have to.
You could have 72,000 like I do.
Well,
Just know that they're subject to the Public Information Act.
Yes. And they're also, things like, you're gonna get 300 million or however much money we got. Everybody's got a copy of that. The 17 that went around that said, did you see that? Isn't that wonderful? Those we don't need to keep. And there's probably more stuff that you can get rid of, especially after a couple of years, than you really even think about until you go back and look and say, why did I keep all this stuff? Other than the fact that, of course, it's all subject to the public records. So you can't just throw it out because you're bored of it.
So getting back to Dana's question, I would have no problem with not sending it to the state if there was no mandate. And we did change the document to say 1.5 years, 555 days. So I was satisfied with the policy as we changed it.
Yeah, I agree.
all in agreement?
Yep.
Do we need it
Yeah.
says approval, so I'm gonna call for a motion to accept the policy as it was written.
I'll make a motion to accept the policy as written.
Okay, have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Do
Okay.
we need one for both, Michelle, or
I'm sorry,
do
what?
we need one for both investment and retention, or
You can,
Or
but
is it
I
all-
would do one for each, it just is tidier.
one for each?
Yeah, I would go ahead and do one for each. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying.
Dante, which one was yours for?
That was for records retention
I think it's
policy.
for records of retention. Okay, so for investment policies, do I hear a motion to accept the investment policies as written?
I'll make a motion to accept the investment policy as written.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
We do have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? 0, so motion carries. All right, let's see, we're coming down the home stretch. All right, any residents' concerns? I don't
We
know
have
if we.
two signed up, Mr. Mayor. We have Ms. Mitchell and Mr. Schultz.
Ms. Mitchell, the floor is yours.
Good evening, New Windsor. I am Savannah Mitchell. I am the owner and founder of Sunday Morning at Savannah's. I want to thank you so much, Council Member Mallow, for announcing our grand opening. That is certainly one thing I would like to share with the community this evening. It's a free event. We are officially 90 days in, and so we're having our official grand opening on Friday, September 12th we open the doors at 4 o'clock. Ribbon cutting is at 4:30, being conducted by the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. So really excited about that. We would like the whole community to come and enjoy lots of food and fun and meet several of our community leaders. I understand several churches said they would be participating and supporting us. Several civic organizations like the Lions Club, and certainly I've invited the council members and the mayor here.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna need a police escort to make sure I can get there by 4. Just don't do any ticketing on 31 on next week.
No exceptions. No.
Wait, that's, all right, that was a joke. I'm not looking for, I don't want that ethics board to start off with me asking for favors.
I also would like to share that on Thursdays, we have started the Senior Coffee Club. On Thursdays at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., we are inviting all seniors, whatever that means to you, all seniors to come out. Coffees are only $1. So we really want to get our senior community active. We'll be having the crooners from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. We'll have that type of music, checkers and dominoes. We really want to make a viable environment to get our seniors active. So that's Thursday, 9 to 11. And then, Mr. Mayor, I would like to ask if we have any updates on the business advocacy group as we continue to move along and build up the vibrancy of the business community here.
Wow, I'm on the spot. No, we haven't gotten to the point of organizing it, but I appreciate the reminder.
Anything I can do to help move that along would be really, really.
Well, I am looking for a chairperson.
Okay. I am accepting the invitation.
Okay.
So I accept that. Thank you so much.
In all seriousness, if you'd like to head that up, I don't want to speak for the council. Can we do that?
I don't understand the question.
Well,
It doesn't necessarily need to be a government operation. I think the thought was we would be, and I hate this word, more facilitators, at least in the very beginning, because we have the list of who's who and contacts and things like that. That was my understanding. So you may want to have somebody who does economic development.
All eyes on Josh.
Is part of the setting up and organizing, but I don't think that's like a permanent councilmanic committee or anything.
No. Well, if you're interested in doing that and you want to work with Councilman Wolf Mallow on that, that'd be awesome. I'm
Excellent.
all right. Thank you. You're nominated. All right.
And then Mr. Schultz. Here, we'll come to you. The mic will come to you.
Thank you, Savannah.
Good evening. Mark Schultz.
It's
302
online.
High Street. My ears are plugged.
It's online, it's not for the room, it's for the online
Oh,
audience.
Good.
Yeah.
I had two quick items I wanted to ask about, but if I could, I'd like to add a third one. The concrete work that's going to be done over here at Fountain Park, will they do anything with the steps? I just went over
Yes.
there. Oh, they will.
Yep, they're sliding into the road.
Well, yeah, they're
Yeah.
non-existent now, so
Yeah.
something just went across there and tore them up. Okay, good. My two items were, I know there was the issue on Friday with the explosion out at the quarry.
Yes.
Also, I know the gentleman came, I think it was the May meeting, the new plant manager was here.
Yes.
Kind of thought that might have been Neil's brother, I think, when he was here, he was new to us. He mentioned about additional trucks coming through town, and I didn't pay enough attention to that, but they are coming through town. And I've been looking for the last several weeks. None of them have the covers on the trucks.
Okay.
So I just add that as another item for them. And I know that NewCap was a group that was, heavily involved in discussions when there was the question of trucks or train or the conveyor belt. And that was, 20-some years ago. That predates my time in New Windsor. But I know that was a discussion about the daggone trucks coming through. And I know somebody that used to drive one of those trucks, and he says it's not a big deal to pull that cover over. So that's one item I had. And another one's just kind of a question. We had on, Church Street, and I'm not sure if it was others, but when that was repaved, we did get the yellow lines put down, but we haven't got the white line back. And that really helped with the speed on there. Is that something that's still in the works to get that white line put on, or because I know that's the town road, it's not.
No, so that wasn't something that was in the works, because at the time, we were talking about like traffic calming measures, changing things. It's harder once you put the paint down to kind of remove something. So if that's a consideration the council wants to make, then that's something that we can do.
All right, I would just add, not being one of those residents further up the hill, there was initially going to be discussions of the calming mounds, and then the stop signs all of a sudden appeared. And that was probably 15, 17 years ago. But I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, I'm not sure why, but we ended up getting the white line coming down. It was on the north side of Church. And that really does help pinch the traffic together up there. So just a thought.
Okay.
Common mounds, I think, would be good also. I'll leave that. I haven't heard that come up in a while.
Put that back.
Put that back. Put this down.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Any other comments? All right, Town Manager Dye, you were gonna see on your notes upcoming meetings. I'll take that.
Yep, you take that.
Our next meeting is September 15th, 2025 work session, and Wednesday, October 1st, council meeting. Monday, October 20th is the following work session. All right. I'm hesitating here because I'm trying to see how that affects the traveling. It's a week before the traveling museum or traveling memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
okay.
following- Yeah, because
All right.
it ends on the 13th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.